Damn, did I draw that? That's pretty cool. Hey, Rex, I sent you the link. Good morning to you. Everyone else is streaming. Why shouldn't I? I'm not really prepared. I didn't make enough cigarettes. I don't have enough coffee.
Slow computer. Yeah, I was already on my way in.
Good morning, Rex.
Uh-oh, I guess I better mute you on YouTube. We don't get an echo.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. I'm in my space mode.
Luke, I did not prepare.
Not your father.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
I am never prepared.
It's not just the deep voice. James Earl Jones uses his whole mouth. Watch. You don't know the power of the dark side.
That's true. He does get into it. I'm not into it today.
I'm not either.
Out of it today.
I was going to go live an hour ago, and Finn was live, so I jumped in his chat, hanging out with the chat. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Then I looked, and Dario was live, and he jumped into Finn's chat. Somebody please come. So I jumped over to Dario's, and all he's doing is trolling dating sites. So I left. And this person and that person, everybody's streaming. So I'm like, well, you know what? I'll just go live my own damn self.
Oh, even Glenn and Russ and, the comic book, what is it? The comic book.
Good morning, Gabe.
Comic book black belt. I guess that's Russ is doing a show.
Yeah, everybody.
They're talking about Space Hawk, Basil Wolvington's Space Hawk.
Everybody's streaming. Gabe, there's the link if you want to jump in. Love to have you. So, yeah, I'm not going to shill. I don't want to shill. I don't really even want to talk about comic books. I just kind of want to chill. I'm going painting today, so I'm stoked for that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you are, aren't you?
Going plein air painting. Do that thing I do.
You gonna have good weather for it?
I hope so. It's supposed to be close to 60 later this afternoon. I'm not going until 2.
Yeah.
Gabe says, I'd love to, but I'm currently out of town on vacation drinking morning coffee. Well, hell, brother. Hell. Get your vacation coffee on.
Doc, I have an ash tree out in the backyard, and I had Abby went around the wrong way, so I had to go around the tree with her. And there at the base of the tree, look at that piece of bark off my ash tree. It sheds. I've gotten bigger than this, but that's pretty thick. It's a pretty heavy piece,
Now, ash.
I've been collecting this stuff for over a decade.
Ash is a good hardwood.
Yeah. I've got 2 oak trees, an ash, a holly, like about a 4-story pine tree. That's too close to the house. I'm going to have to have it cut down. And then I have what do you make the cedar chest? A cedar. Yeah. Cedar tree.
I have 5 less oak trees than I had.
Well, good. That means you have a lot less leaves.
Yeah, they already fell on my
later.
They already fell on my property, so they've done all the damage they're ever going to do. But they're still
acorn bearing. I've got one that drops a lot of acorns and one that doesn't drop any at all, it seems like.
Yeah. They were all acorn bearing, and I still have 2.
What a mess.
2 huge oaks that sort of pose a threat to my home. I would like to have taken down, but I can't afford it right now.
And then my father wanted to cut down that huge, 4-story pine tree that's actually behind this bookcase here, right at the corner of my house. And it's, you couldn't put your arm around it. It's so, massive.
Yeah.
Every tree I have on here is an older tree. I do have one of those Oriental trees that are about $300 as a seedling. They're kind of expensive, you know. They turn red or the green looks like a
I've
pot
got a
plant leaf.
mature Japanese maple
Yeah, that's what
right
it is.
next to a tulip tree, which is a kind of magnolia. I've got 2 pecans, a weeping
Gabriel.
cherry, and then I've got
Weeping cherry. Please don't pick me, no.
and a dogwood, and then 2 fig trees on the side and 4 fig trees in the back.
And a partridge in a pear. Oh, we're already past Christmas.
Rags.
Yeah, I know. That's all right. I found, you know, I went on, I've been dropping Christmas stuff on my Twitter today. It's like, yeah, I'm behind on this guy. He's got some good stuff. I don't care if it's Christmas or not. It's still a holiday season. I'm gonna drop it till tomorrow, and then we start a brand new year.
Yeah,
You're going out today, but you probably need some artistic direction from me. You know what
Well, I mean, we started with 2 images. Now we're up to 3. So let me get those 3
Well,
done.
I mean, are you counting? I'm like, yeah, man, blitzkrieg it. You know, I need images.
Well, I'm counting so I know what I have to do.
No, I thought you'd like counting them as you get them done.
No, I haven't started. I mean, I've started on the split front view.
Right.
I've got it roughed in, but I was waiting, you know, to see what's his outfit. I've got it now, so I'll do that one today when I get back from plein air painting.
And you're going to put him with the cane, right?
Yeah, and
other side,
yeah, and then I'll probably do the full body gesture, and then I'll do the portrait last. But you know, I can knock all those out easily.
There was a head and shoulders. Is that one that you got slated, or you already got that?
The portrait.
Okay,
that's what I call a portrait. Yeah, a close up, Mr. DeMille. I'm ready for my close up.
Yeah, I sent you another image. It was
who is this?
First appearance of Destiny of the Endless and Weird Mystery Tales #1, 1972 by Jack Kirby, Bernie Wrightson, and Mike Royer. Okay. I wouldn't have guessed that was Jack Kirby.
Yep.
I'm just sending you poses that which are similar. I mean, you have like I sent you a John Byrne one where the Watcher's doing that, and
Yep.
I think there's several. There was one Doctor Strange.
Oh man.
Future so bright, gotta wear shades.
Justin Belmont says, I'm pretty sure I have COVID or a fever. 100.6 temperature with a terrible cough. I'll get all the orders out soon when I feel a little better. I hope you feel better, Justin.
Overthinking kills your happiness. Do you think that's correct?
It can.
I guess it could. Yeah.
It can. Too much introspection is also a bad thing.
I will say this, since I've joined the internet, no one's ever accused me of overthinking. Just saying.
I find that I do my best creative work when I just let my mind wander. It just naturally lands on things that I should do, could do, visions, dialogue.
I put a caveat with that. I would say when I ignore the rest of the world and just focus on what I want to focus on, which is
I just zone out and daydream.
Yeah.
Zone out and daydream, and I get a lot done that way. It is
Yep.
not wasted time.
And it's generally more original. It's, you know,
Yeah, I found a stream on
anybody can be
YouTube.
derivative.
Yeah, I found a stream on YouTube that was 8 hours of hard-boiled radio shows, old narrations, first-person noir type stuff, and I started to save it. And then I thought, no, I don't need to do that. I might get influenced by some of it, so let me just leave that alone. I don't want other people's words coming out of my mouth.
No, if I was writing, I wouldn't want, you know, but I guess it's the same with art. You know, maybe less. I don't know. It depends on how much you let other stuff influence you. But I can see where it comes to like writing, you would want to be very careful with letting that just,
because it's involuntary. It's involuntary. It'll seep out. But like yesterday, there's an artist on YouTube named Turner Vinson, and he paints very heavy impasto. I mean, like the heaviest you've ever, big gobs of paint.
I like it.
He probably spends close to $150 worth of paint on each painting. It's oil, and
right.
But they're beautiful paintings. So Christine was over yesterday, and we were watching him. And I'm like, you know what? Let's do that tomorrow. We'll do plein air impressionism, but let's just lay the paint on thick, just gop it on there. So that's what we're going to go do.
I'd be down for that. Hell yeah. I love it. Yeah, you're saying in your mind how original, and then the people, you know, when you're writing, right, you're thinking how original, and then you let it seep in, and everybody else is going, how derivative. You ripped this off from so and so, or
right,
Tom Clancy, or wherever.
Yeah, exactly. So
but you're going to get comparisons no matter what you do anyway.
Well, that's true. But I don't read anything at all when I'm writing. Nothing. I won't let myself read. I mean, I have tons of books in the house. We have a huge library. But I do not read when I'm writing.
I'm not reading a lot nowadays, as you know. I'll eventually get to Pride, Blood, and Mud. But, you know, one thing that really put me to a stop was the black cover. It's the black back cover. I don't, you know, it's like, I got to find my reading gloves, because I mean, I've already got some residual.
Who cares?
You know, that's the collect. I am not going to just rag my book out. It's the only one I've got. You know,
if you do, I'll send you another. How about that?
Yeah, I'd still
read the hell out of that one. I'll send you one bagged and boarded in mint condition.
Well, it's right here. It's on my next to read list. It's not far from here.
Is it my back cover is black?
Yeah, it's you know, sort of a matte black that you don't want to touch. You know, I'm just that way. I don't like to damage the books that I read. But we were talking about on, you know, we celebrated 2 years last night on Apex Comics. We had Shelby Robinson on, Jason Bascom, your editor in chief, I guess. Anthony was on, Fanta came on. There was a bunch of people celebrating 2 years. Me, 2 years co-hosting.
What channel?
Apex Comics. And we were talking about, you know, no, that's separate. Now, the next Rex Hex and Apex, I believe, on the 6th.
Well, that's what I'm asking. What was the show
coming up? We will have Andy Smith on.
What was the show?
It was Apex After Dark, which is usually on Saturday. So we started out that show on a Tuesday at midnight after Michael Bancroft. He was his first live show. So I went on there and I kept going on there. I think maybe the next Saturday we went on there and read your comics, Rex. Wow. Well, I'll see you in a decade or so. I've got about, I wouldn't have to read everything because I have doubles, triples, quadruples. You know, I have 30,000 books and I haven't read most of them. So, and then there's the archive.
I mean, you know,
hell, I may not be back.
If I you only read everything, but you only have one pariah, Blood and Mud.
Only have one. Yeah, sadly, that was all I could, back.
No,
Plus the one book.
it's not the other 30,000 books, is what I'm saying. It's just the one.
Yeah,
You could,
right. Yeah, this is definitely on my next to read book. Now, with that said, I feel like reading nothing right now with this sinus pressure, which
oh
is
yeah,
not too bad, but you can hear it in my voice.
I'm sorry you don't feel well. I feel that. I feel you.
Well, they were actually on lockdown over there when I went into Mom's. They had 3
Yeah.
people over there with the coof.
You think you might have picked up a touch of coof?
Who knows nowadays?
Right.
it may just be that what I did is the day after I slept a whole lot, and it might have been that I was horizontal so much, and just got up in there, and I don't know.
I hear
So
you. How are you supposed to know? Like
Yeah, it's
when I had
colder
it,
and
Rex,
running the air, and
when I had it, all right, all I experienced was fatigue, just achy and
that was
fatigue.
me. Yeah.
All right. But now
But it got into your lungs, you said, and scarred your lungs.
Exactly. It scarred my lungs terribly. Both lower lobes are just.
Well, now Elsie was telling me yesterday that smokers, that nicotine gets around the receptors or something, and the COVID doesn't like that. So,
That's
but
not true.
that's got to be a misnomer because you got it and you're a smoker.
It's a myth. That's not how viruses work.
Yeah. Okay. It's a myth. I'll tell him you're full of, bag of dog poo poo.
Years and years ago, when Facebook was really all there was, I would see both psychology and medicine, these armchair amateurs posting advice, and it would drive me out of my mind because I have advanced education in both of those areas. I don't even blink at it anymore. I just ignore it, and people are going to believe what they want to believe. Like the one girl, drink a quarter cup of hot sauce to cure your ulcer. For fuck's sake!
Oh hell no! Yeah.
If you drink garlic and vinegar and cinnamon twice a day, it'll do this. No, it won't.
Eat chili 3 times a week.
It won't do a fucking thing for you.
No. Except, aggravate your ulcer.
Yeah, I have a friend who is a doctor nutritionist and designs diets for people with specific illnesses, and also does food analysis, all that kind of stuff, right? And we were talking, and she said the same thing. She's like, I can't even. She said, I can't even when I look at people saying this shit.
I think 2024 should be the year when people that say they're going to come out with a book.
Agreed.
And quit this world building, get it out there. You haven't got any street cred if you haven't published anything. What, you pointing at me? I've got one book out. What the hell?
I know you do.
Plus
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying
you're doing fantastic world building. It's time to show it to everybody. Oh, here.
We launch in less than a month.
Right.
Well,
right.
about a month, a little over a month.
Yep.
February 3rd.
Yeah.
I would have liked to launched it back in October, but really, I got to crack that whip on Doc, get that story done.
There's no whip cracking on me, baby.
Yeah, I know there's no whip cracking on this cracker.
I do more before the sun rises than most people do all day.
I believe that
with my art.
Yeah.
When I was painting,
piddling.
When I was painting full time, I was in my studio.
Here's Doc. Wait, it's just like 2001 music. Dun, 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 going to the coffee maker, and he thinks he's done something.
Oh, you better stop. I get in my studio.
He's like, well, there's half the day.
By 6 a.m., I finish a painting before the sun rises. I would start the next one at sunrise, have another cup of coffee, 2, maybe 3 paintings a day
Yeah.
back when they were selling.
What?
And then I would
Right.
do my live streams on Saturday, my Facebook live paints. Had a pretty good viewership on that, way more than I get here. But like I said,
Yeah.
that market just went up in smoke. Now I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday. She's a painter, Kathy McGinn. If you're watching, Kathy, love you. Kathy is an incredible painter, and she posted the little Facebook stories at the top of Facebook, one of her working, and it's the first time I've seen her in action, actually working on a painting. And so I PM'd her. I said, you should totally do a live paint. And she immediately PM'd me back, no, I'm horrified of that. You can't be scared of it. Just get out there and do it.
Well, I mean, if the camera's not on the person and just like on the painting, where's the pressure? I mean, the pressure to perform, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah,
Like every
Gabriel Penny
day.
Shot says focus.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
I would do my live paints every Saturday, and there were Saturdays when I just was not in good physical health and didn't feel like doing it, but I would do it anyway. Just do it.
right. Sometimes you have to push through. Yeah, I mean that's when the art of doing is very beneficial.
Yes,
I
indeed,
mean,
sir.
you may wind up trashing everything you did at the end of the day, but at least you were doing something, and that leads
Yeah,
to action
and
begets action. I do
yeah,
believe
and you
that.
never
If you're
know.
waiting around for inspiration, you're just waiting around.
Yeah, you never know what's going to appeal to someone. I was doing a value study one day, just painting in black and white, and I did a forest scene with a big oak tree in the foreground. It sold before I finished it live, and I was just doing it as a study. Excuse me,
Yeah.
as a tutorial to show
A
how to
lot
do
of artists
value
would take
studies.
that and run with it and copy off 6 more copies, just like
No,
it or
never do
something.
that.
Try and
I
capture the
never,
market. Yeah, I wouldn't do
never
that
do
either.
that.
But I'm just saying a lot of people would, oh, that's
Yeah,
sold. Okay, I'll do
they do,
6 more
they
like
do.
that.
But like I'll get hung up on skies for a
I'm an
while, and
artist.
I'll do very sky heavy paintings. Then I'll get caught up in water, and I'll do a lot of water paintings. Then it's deep inside a forest. I'll do forest. Then it's pastoral scenes, whatever. I go through modes like that, but I don't replicate something just because it's sold. Except there's 2 paintings that I
I
replicated.
have to say
One,
this: run, Forest, run.
there's I replicated 2 different paintings that I had previously done, but only because they sold and I wanted a version. I wanted that painting in my house. So yeah, there's one hanging in my hallway right now that's a gallery wrap, 20 by 30. That initially I had done a 16 by 20 of, and I love that painting. And I'm like, I was bummed out because I didn't still have it. So I went back and found an old photo of it and I recreated it, but it's never as good as the first one.
You'll create the Mona Lisa, your masterpiece, by doing 200 more crappy paintings before it. Well,
Oh,
or
you
they're
gotta
not subpar, they're not. I mean, because it's all about learning the language on how to do what you want to
learn
do
to
with
see.
the brush.
It's learning to
Yeah.
see. It's not
If you don't
this.
see it here or
This will
and
come.
sometimes you might not see it. It may be you just react, but you program that into your brain.
It's I teach my students being an artist means 2 things. One, you got to be willing to shed the tears because you're going to get frustrated. But 2, it's learning to see. It's not learning to do. Anybody can learn to do.
Yeah.
This
But
is nothing.
but what I was saying is after a time, I guess you could tie that in with seeing what you've seen. It's instinctual. You know,
Well,
sometimes you
yeah,
react.
yeah.
You want to get to the point where you're in the zone where you're not really thinking about it. You're just making the correct moves. And
I just
that's
paint what I see.
not easily achieved.
If I'm painting off the top of my head, I'm usually replicating a scene that I have memorized, but most of the time it's plein air, or in the winter I work from photographs because I'm not going out there. It's cold. Oh, wait a minute. I'll be right back, Rex.
Okay.
Hold down the fort, will you?
All right. And you know, you don't want to just learn a skill, you want to learn to do it skillfully. There's a difference. You know, anybody can play basketball, but getting in the zone like Michael Jordan did, that's the difference. You know, if you've never been in the zone, you don't know what I'm talking about. I think maybe once in my life I've been in the zone, been near it several times, and that was fencing. And the guy beat me to death with that foil, you know, but I skunked him too, 5-0 in the match. So there's a price to be paid for everything, you know, and if you're unwilling to pay the price, you'll never get the results, you know. Weightiness. They kicked at elderly school. They're kicking in. Well, you know, Timothy, you just think you're funny. Every now and then you might have a zinger. You have your own world within your mind, your own sense of humor. I'll give you that. You like references to movies and pop culture, but who doesn't? I do the same thing as well. I guess they're the territory where we all meet, right? I'm so funny you can't stand it. I know, I'm sitting down. Absolutely. I see what you did there. But I could very well stand up. But I don't think that would help your sense of humor any. So I'll just sit here. Wait on Doc to think that he's accomplished something for the day. Dun, 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 dun. Boom, 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 boom. It's getting a cup of coffee. Yay! Half the day's gone. Doc just thinks he's doing something great. He might be. Hell, you know, we'll all know in a few years. You know, give anybody about 3-4 years. Some of us it might take longer than that, but you'll see that. You know, you'll be able to determine if a person's full of shite or actually worth something. Idiot savant. I don't know. Timothy's an idiot savant. Emphasis on the first part. Oh, Gable, as Doc would say. I don't know. He's cranking out those Melvins. Melvin to me sounds like a bad wedgie, a wedgie gone bad. I'm just saying. Timothy's Melvin 1 and 2 are on my short list to read too. I think he sent me a digital copy of 3, so that's got to be on my list too. I do want to get caught up with that, so I know what's going on. See if Timothy can write, if he knows what he's doing. It is a front wedgie. Ooh, camel toe confirmed. Yeah, maybe. To me, I think if you gave most men today a frontal wedgie, it probably would be a camel toe. Just saying. No testosterone. They say we have, since 1965, the year I was born, they say that men have, and I think this is chemically induced by the different products and things that we, especially in America, Western world, that we consume, that messes with our hormones and our biology.
What the hell are you talking about, Rex?
I'm talking about since 1965, they say men have 50% less testosterone than they did in 1965.
That's very true.
And I was just saying,
it's an exponential drop off.
I think that's a warning sign, bottled water, and it gives off estrogen, and all kinds of stuff affect. We got to get back to natural stuff. Of course, they don't want you to do that. So
Get in here, Olson.
Oh God,
eat meat. That's all you got to do.
Trying to drive me out like Frankenstein.
So, dropping some art supplies. Look at that.
Oh, new stuff. Is that for Christmas? Did you get that for Christmas? Those Microns?
Got these Microns, and got another pack of Azures.
I find if the nib is small, sometimes it's it's hard to keep a straight line freehanding. It just wants to go whoop.
Not for me.
It does for me. I almost have to use a straight edge.
I mean, if I need a straight edge, I use one. People will say that when you're out painting. Oh, I can't draw a straight line. Neither can I. So I use a ruler. Hell.
Yeah, no doubt. If you say you can't do something, you're right.
Yeah.
You can't. If you try.
So I've got a video over on my fine art.
All great artists do three things: practice, practice, practice.
On my fine art page, I have a video called Stupid Things People Say to Artists when you're out painting in public. And one of them is, oh, you should be an artist. And I always say, I thought I are one.
Yeah.
Because, I reply in a stupid grammar because that was a stupid thing to say. But what they're really saying is, oh, you're really good at this. Olson, get on camera. There you go.
Wow.
I forgot.
He's in the military.
You have a policy about keeping your camera on.
Yes. Good morning, Bone. Good to see you.
Yep. I've unsubbed from a lot of drama channels or channels that have become, and honestly, it's not because I don't like those people. It's because I have better things to do with my time.
You'll be missed, Timothy. I'm sorry to lose you.
I'm still subbed to your channel. I don't think it's a half the time you guys are talking about really old comic books.
I don't.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Look, here's a hot take. Here's a hot take.
Hey,
I'm about to.
Uh-oh. Get your oven mitts.
I'm gonna kind of out myself here. I'm not a fan of comic books anymore. I'm not a fan of comic books. I haven't seen anything good since the 90s.
Come out of him in the name of Jesus. Hey!
So I don't care about mainstream comics. Now, having said that, I'm all about these indies. I love what I see from the indies, man. And I mean tons.
But if I got the George Perez Avengers years trade paperbacks and sent them to him, he'd be like,
I would enjoy it. I would enjoy it because it's back when talent was a thing,
Well,
right.
They don't really care about
the thing.
It used to be the story was first, and then whatever commentary you were making was always in the background.
Yeah,
they flipped it around. That's the difference. It's like, okay, now you're making your problems in front of you, and the story is just.
Think about the storyline "Demon in a Bottle." All right, Tony Stark is his spiral into alcoholism.
Yeah, that's
his whole storyline. Even though that was the driving thing in it, they still had a nonstop good story going on throughout it.
Yeah.
But to be fair, it just wasn't a one and done. They had been building up to that climax
slowly. They didn't break the character to make that. They didn't break the character to make that happen.
That was just him coming to realize his alcoholism, basically, right?
There was
more realistic anyway that way.
There was a great panel where he's flying into action, but he's drunk and he bounces off a wall and lamp pole and ends up in the gutter and kind of has his light bulb moment, Like, damn, man. I guess I am fucked up.
I think writers today, they want to go straight to the harvest, straight to the payoff. They want Jean Grey to die and everybody to sob. Hey, that was a 2-year journey or more of Claremont building that storyline up to when she died.
Sure.
I actually cried when she died. It was emotional.
I'm not that invested.
Yeah, see that's more
Okay.
like
Well, I
that's more
mean, I
like
did. I was.
yeah, that's more like
And I know other people that were, Doc,
Yeah, I'm
they
not
said I could write
denigrating
a
it. I'm
tennis
just
shoe
saying
too.
I've never been that. Now, what
Yeah.
what moved me was when, in particular, in the Korvac saga, when Captain America is one of the last standing, and he's punching the shit out of
Right.
Michael Korvac. He tells him,
Which
I'm
is
not
not
a
going to do
god.
anything.
He said, I'm not a god. I'm not a Superman. I'm not an Iron Man. I'm just a man. And I will fight you to the last. I was like, ooh, that.
Well, that's pretty much what you got in the movies with Thanos, right?
Yeah, it's just a man who's willing to put it on the line.
I think they only do
Would you
something
say
like that.
Captain
Really.
America is probably?
Yeah.
I would say Captain America is more than Batman.
Oh hell yeah! I've never seen
Well, I
them.
mean, he's a super soldier, so he does have some beyond the normal strength. But
he is the pinnacle of human strength. Now, having said that, it's never been, Batman versus Captain America. That's a false equivalence. The closest equivalent, I guess, would be Batman versus Punisher. Just two humans who go about doing things their own way. Or Batman versus Iron Man, billionaires who decide to go fight crime, who spent their money better.
Although Punisher, he takes it a little further and takes care of business permanently. He's not going to go and like arrest the bad guy. He's going to put a bullet through their skull.
Absolutely. But that's the matchup. Captain America is the world's greatest human fighter. Batman is the world's greatest detective. Okay, there's no matchup there. Cap would fucking gorilla stomp him. Hey, Tree Goblin, what's going on, my brother?
I'd argue to say that
for
comic books these
Batman
days,
fans,
they go to a story really quickly because they've spent most of their time putting their narrative in the books instead of the story. So they they throw it out there really quick, and then they try to bring you back in the.
Well, they
put out more
with the Batman
narrative.
thing. It's always, given enough preparation time, Batman. Whatever.
You ain't hooked me.
The way I look at it, Doc, I don't take such a hard line. It's like on any given day. On any given day, Batman could beat Captain America. On any given day, Captain America could beat Batman. I mean, there's some outclass. You're not going to get like what's a weak hero?
In a straight up
Spider-Man is not.
In a straight up
I mean,
fight.
but there's okay. Is that what you say in chess? You have to use strategy.
That's when
Batman certainly does that. But
chess are the moves.
Captain America
pieces only do what they do. Captain America has a stacked deck when it comes to fighting. First, he's the pinnacle of human agility, dexterity, strength, reflexes, all of it. Batman's not.
I'd like to see him take on the Hulk and beat him, but like I say, on any given day, there might be a scenario where he does beat the Hulk.
Batman might actually take out Cap because of what he did with Superman is he studied how to best beat
him. See, there it is. That's the argument. Given enough preparation, Batman can beat anybody. Well, given enough preparation, anybody can beat anybody.
Right.
There's a saying out there. I won't say
given enough preparation, my ass might feel a little bit better.
Yeah. Given enough preparation, anybody can be assassinated. In Minecraft.
The hell? Where'd that
well, then
come
you'd also argue that Batman wouldn't even try to fight Captain America one-on-one unless he knew he could beat him.
Right. And there was, I don't remember if it was John Byrne or Peter David. I think it was John Byrne. Well, Peter David first said it. He said that thing where they fought in the Marvel DC crossover. He goes, that was painful to write because it was a popularity contest. They voted on who would win, and they voted for Batman because he was more popular. He goes, that's not at all how that would go in reality. So John Byrne then did a Batman Captain America team up set in World War II. And they meet, and Batman admits this guy's better than I am, because Cap's whooping his ass. But they end up
But you
teaming
would
up.
say, a lot of people would say, well, that's not canon. Oh, Byrne did, or whatever.
I don't care what they say. I don't care.
Like I say, any given day.
No, not any given day.
You're at the whim of who's right. I learned this back in college, Doc. You're at
You're at the whim of whoever's writing.
And you're limited by the author. You're a slave to the writer.
But just based on the canon, in a straight up fight, they meet, they decide to fight. Cap's going to whoop his ass.
If you want to believe that.
I mean, it is what it is. Gravity works whether you believe in it or not.
Gotcha. Oh yeah. There's no scenario where Batman would beat Captain America. Got it. No possibility whatsoever.
Not in a straight up fight. No.
Well, is there a scenario where Batman loses a frisbee to a dog? I mean, the shield.
Sure.
You're going toe to toe. You're talking Batman's not relying on his knockout gas or anything else, right?
Do you know how long Captain America can hold his breath and still fight at peak human ability? Think about pearl divers who are not at peak human ability, but are peak at holding their breath. That would
be like 4 or 5 minutes. 4 or 5 minutes.
Right. And how long would it take the strongest man in the world to whoop the ass with somebody who's not the strongest man in the world if he's also the best trained fighter on the planet? Not going to take 5 or 6 minutes.
To me, it's a sliding scale anyway. I mean, the strongest man would be Superman.
No, the strongest human male.
Human.
Yeah, Superman's not human.
Now, I personally think, and they showed this one time, my all-time go-to, like if I had to pick somebody to fight for me, it would be the Vision. I mean, just stick his hand inside his chest and grab his heart. Squeeze. Done. Have a seat, buddy. You're done.
Yeah, you wonder why he doesn't do that in the comics. That's the problem with making characters too.
Do you remember, Rex, as a collector, you should remember this one, when the Avengers fought the Squadron Supreme and the Vision was the last one standing and he took down the whole team in a matter of seconds.
Hyperion. Yeah.
Yeah. He did the heart grab thing on Hyperion.
Yeah, well, I think it was more than that. He had more of his arm in there, man. He went phased all the way through him there.
Yeah.
Disrupted him. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
And if you remember, Vision was the only character he would face through the cover in the Ditko box. They had different poses. But he was I saw somebody on Twitter the other day say, has there ever been another Avenger like that's been featured on Avengers books, just singularly on a team book?
Right. And they'll say Cap is the heart of the Avengers. Vision's been in more consecutive books than Cap has. He's always been on the roster. And there was even that one where the Vision decided he would go be a crime fighter for a night, and it bored him because there was no challenge to it. It's just, he's who he is. He's damn near
he can become solid as a diamond or as intangible as a ghost. So
plus he can increase or decrease his mass.
So yeah, he's pretty formidable.
And he's going to think faster than you. Think about Data. He thinks faster than Data does.
And he's got that gem that can fire a beam at you. And
can he think faster than Ultron?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because
I would say so, because he's got a spark of human element in him, which I don't think there's any faster processing than the human mind. We're only using like 10% of our brain, they say. If we actually put the computing,
that's a myth.
Yeah, it's a myth. That's just that sounds good. Let's say that and get people to believe that.
Yeah.
What do you think the actual percentage is, Doc?
Don't you rain on my charade?
3%.
The brain is partitioned into functions. So only so much of your brain is executive decision making / learning and cognitive function. And most people are using all of that all the time. It's just that some people are better at it than others. Practice, practice, practice. The more you think, the more you can think.
I must be practicing all the time because I think way too much.
Thinking about thinking. a professor I had used to say was the highest form of thought.
Well, like he was
Where
talking about
is
what
he?
find out
College.
if I was a good writer or not. But I didn't start out as the greatest writer. I think I'm getting better.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. But I tell you, the first issue only happened because I didn't. The problem is I come from a long line of procrastinators, so if I talk about it and not do it, it never happens.
Yeah, and
Yep.
Timothy, I'll say this, okay. My son actually said on the live stream where he came out with me, he didn't tell anybody he was doing X because he wanted to do it first and then do it so that there was no pressure. I'm the opposite. I will publicly commit to doing something, and that makes me have to do it.
Well, ask Rex. I'm a shameless shiller.
All of us, you got to just muscle through
Sure,
and
you
do
totally realized that till the other day, Timothy.
Oh, I've always known that. I tell people.
You just got to muscle your way through what you commit to.
Hurry. Get your
Hurry.
Melvin here.
Step right up. Play this
Get your
issue.
Melvin. Now,
Well, when anybody come up here, I get that Melvin.
Yeah, you
Get
got to
your
send me
Melvin
send me a trailer, Timothy, so I can play it when I stream.
Oh, when I have a new book out, the script just got.
Yeah.
The script is it's pretty much done, but I have a few more people looking through it. I think Shadowhawk. I want Shadowhawk to look through it. Gables looked through it. Diana from Hero Shack looked through it. I kind of tinkered with it.
Speaking of shilling, yeah, man. If your own trailer doesn't get you stoked about your own project,
Something wrong with you.
You're doing it wrong.
I just like actually holding the book in my hand. It's like, yeah, it's real now.
I've only read Pariah Blood and Mud twice since it came to me in print, physical copy. Because I'm already past it. I'm on to the next thing. But you're right. Holding that finished product in your hand, there's nothing like it.
I was thinking about calling the first trade paperback 4 books, 3 years. Or collection, maybe collection 1, but that doesn't sound as creative as 4 books, 3 years. Because that's how many books I've come out with since I started. 4 books, 3 years.
You do you, boo. I've got 2 friends who are so prolific, it's scary. My friend, and you know her, Carissa Grant, Worthy Chaos.
Right.
I think she's on issue 8 or 9 in less than a year. Lori Calcaterra with Path of the Pale Rider is on issue 5 or 6 in the same time period.
Cool.
And then Max DeVille from Atrocity Press, they've got a book a month coming out for the first 6 months of this year coming up.
Sweet. No, that is awesome.
Holy cow, man.
Yeah.
I wish I was that prolific, but I'm not.
Hopefully I'll have three books coming out next year. One's an Ash Cannon 2. Well, like Moby 4 is on in the works. And I want to do Zed and Odysseus #1.
That's awesome, brother. That's awesome. Best of luck to you.
I like doing Ash cans. They're kind of like what demo tapes are for rock bands. They're like, hey, here's an Ash can.
Yeah, I'm just not interested in doing ash cans myself. I did one way back in the '90s, and it was not a good experience because, ash cans back in the day were just concept pitches or talent pitches, and they're called ash cans because people just burn them up, throw them in the ash can.
Right.
Okay, that was cool. Burn it. You know, uh, and I guess that stuck in my brain. Like, I don't want somebody to just burn my shit up.
I don't know. I kind of look at them as like I used to go to these punk shows in Bremerton, and you'd buy be like a tape for like $5 or something.
Yeah.
And you buy it. It's not like it's like 4 songs on one side and maybe 4 songs on the other side.
Yeah, just EPs. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I kind of view ash cans as. It's like, yeah, this is a little something there for you.
Yeah, but if you've already put out an album, why would you go back to doing little burner EPs?
Because they're collectibles. Yeah, there are people who collect that stuff. They're like the Misfits did like maybe one album back in the day, and the rest were like singles and EPs.
Yeah,
People collect those.
Yeah. I mean, I get that.
Yeah.
But, collectors, I want readers. I don't want collectors.
I want both.
I want people to read my stuff, not collect it.
I want the whole goddamn world. By any means necessary.
Lord, the sun is out. I hope it warms up. God, it was so cold this morning. It was in the 20s this morning when I got up.
Unfortunately, I live in Idaho, where it's just like growing up in Washington. It's dreary and overcast and not as wet.
If you move south, the further south you go, the warmer it gets.
Oh, I know. Like I said, I spent 5 years in Texas, and I could have the worst day ever, but at least the sky was blue, and it's hot as hell, but at least the sky is blue.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Rex has returned.
Yep.
I have, yeah.
He swears it was a chair.
We can tell by the squeak.
Yep.
You all right?
Yeah,
You sound terrible.
had to get something to drink. Yeah, I know.
You catch something?
Not going to feel any better if I lay down. So
Right.
it's not that I feel bad. It's just,
Get some chicken noodle soup stat.
He exposed himself to the
I had
coof.
some cream of chicken yesterday. I'll have some more today.
Oh, you got the coof? Oh shit.
Maybe.
I don't know about
exposed.
that.
Hopefully
Possibly.
not. Knock on plastic.
Hopefully not. Yeah.
Yep, it's a thing. I don't have a problem with people doing ash cans, Rex. We were talking about just not something that I want to do.
Yeah,
I just want to do the books now.
well, we played that footage on Apex After Dark last night, celebrating 2 years, and he did a clip from 2 years ago, and at that time I was promoting Devil Flyer because the story was almost completed, not lettered yet, but I was getting there, and I was hoping to launch in March, and it's like, yeah, this thing isn't going to be where it needs to be, and I need to add some backup stories to it. I need to beef it up, if I want it to do what it's going to do. Devil Flyer story is not, it's so, I went in and did the ash can, previous. So, in different directions.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, I'm glad you did that because you gain very valuable experience by running a campaign, no matter what it is. So the next one's not so scary.
Right. I don't know about that, but we'll see.
Yeah. Now, Pariah is 3 large
new
books,
platform.
but the Jake Bishop series will all be floppies, and I like it that way. I mean, I'm already excited about the next thing when I'm working on the current thing.
What you gonna call the sequel? Even dirtier thing?
No, the sequel is Blood on the Bricks, and then
Oh,
the third one is called Justice or something like it.
I like
Blood
that one
on the
better.
bricks. Ain't no big surprise.
No, I like that. Justice or something like it. I like
Yeah.
that title. That's
Yeah.
a good title.
And Pariah, the next book is Sanctum of Hate, and then the third one is Garden of Malice.
Those sound like metal titles from heavy metal albums.
You know, it's just, I'm a metalhead. What can I say?
And I'm not talking about like that pop metal. I'm talking about like that dark.
I'm a metalhead.
twisted metal.
I'm not a thrash metal person. I'm Dio, Ozzy, Maiden. You know,
Yeah, those are pretty
Queen
dark.
Reich. Those metal bands where the singers can actually sing.
Oh yeah, we've had this debate before. I think.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's not a debate. There's just different flavors of metal.
I'm going to get a T-shirt that says, "It's not a debate. I'm Doc Blaylock."
How is it a debate
You
to
don't.
say that everyone has what they like?
Yeah.
How is that a debate?
You have to admit that is a pretty good idea for a shirt. You should totally make that for yourself, though, Doc.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay. I see what you did.
He's number one, everybody. Oh, I have that power.
Selective
as well.
hearing, Doc. I only heard half of that. So
We everybody likes what they like. How is that debatable?
that's true. I was just stalling the joys of Jeff Lynne, since it was his birthday yesterday.
Yeah.
For all I know,
self-evident.
One of the greatest.
all I know,
I think
you
he'll
guys
go
think I have
down
bad
as one of the
taste.
great album producers. And
for all I know, you
whether
probably
you like his
everything
stuff in
Tim
ELO
likes
or not,
sucks.
he's produced some good albums.
What, Timothy?
I said, for all I know, you guys probably think, well, everything Tim likes sucks. That's all.
I mean, I don't. That's the
No,
beauty
I've never thought that
of
in my
being free
life.
human beings. I don't have to like anything you like. You don't have to like anything I like.
You could probably
Exactly.
name just 10 things randomly, and there would be some in there that I would say, "Oh yeah, that's cool."
Yeah.
Some of it I might not care about.
Yeah.
There's tons of
I imagine our
metal that I don't like.
taste run about the same.
I'm not a fan of thrash. I'm not a fan of Cookie Monster. That does nothing for me. I like melody, and I like talent, and I like thoughtful composition. Fate's Warning, Dream Theater.
Music
like
is
music
a
that kicks
universal
ass.
language, and it can move you like nothing else. But I don't listen a lot to it. I know what I like, and I listen a little bit.
I know that
The most I do is when I'm working, I've got the radio on. Most of it's not.
I've learned that headbanging to metal is involuntary.
JD.
What's up, JD? People will headbang to metal that don't even listen to metal. Babies and toddlers will headbang to metal. So there's something
It's
there.
funny that you brought babies into this because they played rock and roll music to babies, and it was quite disturbing to some.
Yeah, but when they listen to metal, there's videos everywhere on
decades
YouTube
ago
of kids involuntarily headbanging. Fucking parrots will headbang to metal.
Well, yeah, cockatiels and parrots, and yeah. That's not saying much, though, Doc. Come on.
Using the minimal to illustrate the maximum is an example of what is called critical thinking.
Yeah.
There was I can't remember the guy's name now, but I like watching these hip hop or rapper reacts to, and they listen to metal songs.
Yeah.
And there was one guy that was listening to Hallowed Be Thy Name by Iron Maiden. And he starts headbanging so hard, his hat flies off, his and on the screen it says "Rest in peace, microphone" because he headbangs his own microphone off the table. He has to run out of the room and splash cold water on his face. He comes back and sits down in the chair and goes, "I understand white people now."
What was that one guy, No Life Shack, was reacting to Metallica in Moscow?
I haven't seen that one, but you know, I've seen a lot of them.
That is incredible.
I like the reaction
Size of the
videos on
audience.
certain things. I do.
Yeah.
Or he was reacting also to Pantera playing in Moscow also, and this was all like early 90s. So the Iron Curtain had just fallen.
Yeah.
It's like, that is just an awesome concert. Except for, you know, the military police beating the shit out of people.
Well, there was that one Monsters of Rock concert that Ozzy played at in Moscow, and he had some stage divers, and the Red Guard came up to pull them off, and Ozzy pushed the guards away and hugged the guys. And I was like, wow, that was a powerful moment. I don't think Ozzy even realized how big that was, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're talking about a country where monuments are guarded with guys that have machine guns, not like...
Yeah.
Yeah, they mean business when they say stop skateboarding on that.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, this the Moscow shows, especially Ozzy's that he did there. I think that was on either Bark at the Moon or what was the album that had Shot in the Dark on it?
I don't know.
I can't even remember now.
There was when Dio was in Black Sabbath, there's one song, it's on the heavy metal soundtrack, but the Mob Rules. I always thought that was a good song.
Yep.
It fit well with the scene too.
Oh, Lord.
My kingdom for a Kleenex.
Your kingdom for a...
The Ultimate
Yeah.
Sin, that was the album.
Let's see what's a new group I'm listening to is Twitching Tongues, and they're like heavy metal. They're pretty much between heavy metal and hardcore. They're kind of in that spot.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Q? Bone says I've seen a lot of black people reacting to Leonard Skinner, Freebird. Yeah, I've seen him react to Kiss. One young black guy goes, "I've never reacted to Kiss because honestly, I've always been kind of scared to watch him. I thought they did." And then he listened to, of all the songs to listen to out of the Kiss library, he picks "I Was Made for Loving You." It's like, damn, this disco.
I don't know. Ever since they got caught lip syncing the tapes, they kind of think they're almost the Milli.
Yeah, that's when they got old.
They become the Milli Vanilli of rock and roll.
That's when they got old.
Yeah.
I stopped being a fan of Kiss when Eric Carr died. That was it for me. I was done.
Peter Criss got just them pretty big. He's got his own band, and they were.
He's kept on rocking the whole time.
Yeah,
he was in a band called Balls of Fire right after Kiss.
Yeah.
They had a female lead singer, and she was really good, and they were good.
Well, this one, I think they were playing a Detroit Rock City, and he says, "Don't worry, we don't lip sync the tapes here."
Yeah.
It's like, dude, he just dissed them. That's awesome.
Yeah, they did that because Paul fried his vocal cords. But you know, they had their time in the sun. They're retired now.
They're going out for one more tour. It's like, dude, didn't you guys just do a farewell tour?
No, they're not.
Really?
They played their last show. They are retired.
You're probably falling apart anyway.
Well, I mean, they certainly weren't in their prime. I would say they were at their biggest in the 70s, but they were at their best in the 80s. Talent-wise, I mean, Paul's vocals really, really developed into a powerhouse voice. And, of course, Eric Carr was just a heavy as hell drummer. You know, he took them to a whole different level.
Yeah.
But we had a lot of good metal and hard rock in the 80s, man. We had, you know, Iron Maiden hit their heyday. We had Dio, Ozzy, Sabbath. Everybody was just killing it in the 80s. But then unfortunately we had the hair bands happen, and I was like, yeah.
Well, every time I see those bands, I think of that review from that. This is Spinal Tap.
Mm-hmm.
The growth of the band can't even be charted. They're swimming in a sea of sexual retardation and bad poetry.
Yes. Yes.
That describes hair metal to a T.
Yes. Now, some of them, there was a lot of talent in those bands. I just didn't care for the direction most of them went. I mean, Sebastian Bach was, without a doubt, an amazing singer.
Mm-hmm.
Axl Rose wasn't really Guns N' Roses wasn't really a hair band.
That's why I said they kind of transcended that whole.
Yeah, they were just a good hard rock band. You know.
I would argue that Use Your Illusions 1 and 2 is slightly better than Appetite for Destruction.
Disagree strongly.
But that's just me.
Yeah, I disagree.
I like Appetite. I'm just saying that Use Your Illusions
Having said that,
are epic.
They had some really. My two favorite tunes off of the Illusion stuff was, of course, November Rain and Don't Cry. Awesome songs. Really well done.
Use Your Illusions 1 would have to be Don't Damn Me, Coma. Of course, the hits, no question. But Civil War on Use Your Illusions 2. And yeah, there's so many good songs to me.
But think about Appetite. You got Welcome to the Jungle, Mr. Crowley, or Mr. Brownstone, Sweet Child of Mine.
Rocket Queen's a good one. They have that breakdown in the middle.
A lot of really just fist pumping, head banging songs on there.
I considered hair metal to be the equivalent of disco.
Now, some of them were transcendently gifted and talented. I mean, without a doubt. Like I said, Sebastian Bach from Skid Row was an amazing vocalist. Mm. White Snake. I mean, come on. Rudy Sarzo, Tommy Aldridge, David Coverdale, Vivian Campbell, Steve Vai. Pardon me. I mean, how do you top that lineup?
Not my cup of tea.
But like I said, without a doubt, talented. But yeah, it was hair metal.
Running slower than I am.
Yeah. Hair metal killed metal. And I just got strangled for a second there, Q. Hair metal killed metal, and so did thrash.
Thrash? I don't know. Thrash was the gap between punk and metal.
Like I said, it killed metal.
I take it you don't like punk.
And take Dio's word for it, not mine. There's an interview where he says exactly what I'm saying. He said, if you could just go out there and slam a bar chord or palm mute a bar chord and bang on your drums as fast as you can with no melody, no composition, and Cookie Monster into a microphone, is that really metal? Hard to argue.
I just know what I like.
And you are free to like what you like.
Thank you, sir.
This is Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah.
I believe so. This is the first day.
Yeah.
The first day of the week.
Get out of here with that. Show me you can sing. Show me you can compose. Write me some melody. Make it heavy. But give it melody.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
Think about.
That's what I would say. It's okay if you like heavy metal. That's okay.
I like heavy metal. I just don't like thrash.
I'm glad you do.
That just means more thrash for me.
That's right. That's right. And Bone, if you like
You're
Poison and Motley
welcome
Crue,
to it.
You like them all you want to. Now, I liked Motley Crue's first 2 albums, but then when well, remember Shandy and Magic Touch? What was I about to say? I got sidetracked.
You were saying you like Motley Crue's first album?
Baby.
Yeah, Motley Crue's 2 first
You
albums
were
were great.
made for loving me.
But when they came out wearing pink on Theater of Pain, I was like, yeah, I'm done with you. Go away. Absolutely right. Yep.
Doc is a very matter-of-fact guy. He's like, when I'm done with you, I'm done with you. You know, he's like the guillotine.
Well,
There is no going back. It's like
that was the equivalent of walking upstairs at the Cunningham house and finding Fonzie wearing a dress.
yeah.
You can't even
Well,
look at you.
you know, we have come a long way, Doc, because if you remember, Billy Squire did that one very feminine video that destroyed his career.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
Over a great
he's-
song. It was
he-
what song was it?
He's possibly gay or something, and today they would be embracing it and he'd say how stunning and brave.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And it really wasn't all.
And
It was
it
just
really wasn't meant like that.
and it wasn't all that
Yeah.
bad. What?
But that
were
tells
shaking.
you the power of perception and the mighty
We-
dollar.
What
Doc.
wasn't
You
the
can-
song? Wasn't the song we were shaking?
No, I can't
What?
remember which one it was, but it was a it's a good song. Squire was okay.
I haven't even checked my lottery ticket. I could be a billionaire and not even know it right now.
Oh.
You're crazy if you don't
All of a
check
sudden,
it.
all of a
You buy it,
sudden,
but you
you
don't
owe me
check
money
it.
that I never lent you. Don't you remember that money that I lent you that one time, that one place?
Happy New Year, Finity. He's in the new year across the date line there. Let me check my.
He time traveled.
Let me check my.
He time traveled into the
There's
future.
no hope for the future then.
Let me check my numbers here.
If Infinity's the standard, there's no hope for the future. Sorry, Finity.
Only got one number. Oh, so sad. I always get one number though.
Only got one number.
Yeah, but I do almost always get at least one.
Yeah, try something like the
Oh,
scratcher
boy, that's
ticket. You
making
probably have a
somebody
better
rich,
chance.
just not you.
Sooner or later, I'll win it.
Yeah,
God's just
with
waiting
the
on the right
scratch
amount
off.
of money. God's just waiting on the right amount of money.
No, God's saying stop gambling.
I'm not gambling.
Oh,
Jackpot is up to 810 million.
got it.
Cash value 408, so they take over half.
Oh yeah.
But just keep in mind, Rex, when I win the big one,
Don't
Fully
you think
funding
that that's a form of money laundering
I'm fully funding
when
your
they
project.
take that much?
Yeah.
I will fully fund Timothy. I will back every project of every friend.
I get it. Hell yeah.
Excellent.
You'd be crazy
all
not to
coming.
do that for some folks.
I would I'd pay off your
I would do a
mortgage.
short, and I would say many people talk about supporting indie comics, but few will do it. I am funding anybody that will,
I will pay off your mortgage, Rex.
You bet. Well, I don't have a mortgage, so it's paid. This house is paid for, so
Then I'll buy you a new
maybe
car.
a few repairs would be nice.
I'll buy you a new car. Timothy, I might hook you up too.
Yeah,
I'll send you to the Juilliard
hook me
School
up
of
with some
Music.
hookers.
Oh, Rex.
They got venereal diseases you ain't even heard of yet.
Can we go straight to the illegal?
Mm.
Eddie Murphy said,
Yeah.
back in the 80s, he said, you got that herpes that's with you like luggage for the rest of your life. AIDS, you hit that and you die. He said in the future they're gonna have one where you just put your dick in and explode.
Wow.
Be like a game of Russian roulette. You must choose, but choose wisely.
Never paid for it, never would,
You
never
have
will.
5 seconds to comply.
Although the divorces I've been through, I guess I did pay for it.
Oh,
Yeah, that sucks. Been there, done that a couple times.
yeah, the lottery is kind. That's why you save half the money you win, and then you use that to pay back what they're wanting
Well,
from you.
yeah, like I said, however much it was, 810, but your take cash option is 408 million. While yes, you took over half my winnings, at the same time I got 408 million. I'm not gonna bitch.
If I won that much, I'd
Well, there's
invest
nothing you
all
can do
that
about
in
it anyway.
making comic books and maybe even do a lot of more conventions.
No, I'm retiring. I'm not doing
Considering
it.
how much the government takes out of your lottery winnings every time on some of those big things, of course they're going to sanction that. They love it. Free money to spend.
Nothing's
More of
free.
the plebes out there that keep feeding the government.
See, I'm the opposite, Gabe. I just want to hit it before I do die. Speaking of which, my stepsister's husband died yesterday unexpectedly.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, we weren't close. I barely knew him, but still quite a shock.
Yeah.
Very sad for her. My condolences, Annie, if you're watching, which I doubt she would be.
Still, it sucks when somebody loses somebody.
And
Yeah,
if she is watching, we apologize for that too. For all
everybody was kung fu fighting. Wow, those kicks were fast as lightning.
Number one.
Either that was Rex doing kung fu or he was having a seizure. We don't know.
It could be both.
Yeah,
You're gonna kill me.
it's
I appreciate
50,
it, JD.
50 at this point, Timothy.
Yeah, I mean, just pick one. Make any assumption you like. There's if you guys have never watched Salmonella on YouTube, Sam in Ella University, he does these great little short videos, and it's just stick figure animation. But it is some of the funniest shit you will ever see. Like, he tells a bad joke as the narrator and just kills himself.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
And then moves on to the next thing without missing a beat. It is hysterical. So, and I found him because I watched Oversimplified, which I love. I watched Oversimplified's The Emu War in Australia, and then Salmonella had one of his videos about it, and it was even funnier. And I was like, holy cow, this guy is insanely funny. Hi, kids. So every video starts with, hi, kids. Today we're going to talk about a relevant topic. I decided I should do more topical videos about current events. So, yeah, today we're going to talk about the domestication of the chicken.
I guess you had to be there.
I'm gonna show some. Hold on a second here.
It's sad. The only thing that Australia is known for is Crocodile Dundee.
Let me see. Let me find the one that cracks me up the most. There it is. Fucking commercials. I hate them.
Why do you rail against something you can't change unless you get ad block?
Well, first of all, YouTube kind of did away with ad block. They won't let you stream if they detect you're using one. But there's a
Did
way
they
around
really?
it.
Wow.
There's a way around it, boys and girls. If you're watching videos and commercial interruptions piss you off, go down to share and then click on embed, and it'll play the video without commercials. Because
There you
fuck 'em,
go.
that's why.
Because fuck them. That's it.
All right, here we go. Get through this dumbass commercial. I keep it muted because I'm not listening to you shill something I didn't ask for.
Ooh,
No, I thought
it
that was the guy. I
glows.
was like, oh, that's just
Here we go.
does look like a comedian.
Hey kids, when living things evolve, it's almost always for the better. After all, the reason genes get passed down is because of the fact that they help the organism survive. Occasionally, though, adaptations that might help an animal in general can become huge drawbacks in other ways. Today, we're going to talk about some inherited traits that can end up screwing certain animals over if they're not careful.
And then
Things get a little more complicated when your intestines are the size of shoelaces and your body is shaped like a sideways question mark. In fact, ferrets are probably the easiest to clog animals in the world. They can get blocked up and potentially die just from a few of its own hairs or a cherry pit or something getting lodged in their intestines. And it takes more than just a pipe cleaner to fix that kind of issue. Most ferret parents have to take their pet to the hospital in the event of a blockage in order to have the obstruction removed through surgery. So unless you
I
want to
did
pay
not know
thousands of
that.
dollars in vet bills, make sure to keep an eye on your ferret so it doesn't end up killing itself while something random. How it feels to chew 5 gum. Help! I can't shit no more! 5 stimulate your ferret. Anyway, that's all for today. Till next time, I'm Sam Manella, and thank you.
oh, he's a help! I can't shit no more.
God.
He is
Uh,
He
hysterical.
likes what you likes when you like it, I guess.
Go watch his channel; you'll laugh. If you
Oh, yeah.
if you don't, I'll buy you a beer.
Well, I've
Money
been watching
back.
these clips on YouTube that talk about like facts in history you don't learn in school.
Yeah.
There's some crazy shit in history.
Hi, kids. Today we're going to talk
yeah.
about blah 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 blah. Funny stuff, and he puts a lot of work into them too. The cheap ass
Yeah.
animation, which I admire greatly.
It works for the video. It really does.
Yeah, it does.
He got his point across. You
Yeah,
got
but
another
can't
one?
shit
If
no
that
more.
was the best of the best, I'd hate to see his off days.
No, that's not the best of the best. That's just good.
I feel like I've got a blockage now just watching that.
Okay, all right. Help! I can't shit no more.
Stop eating that 5 gum.
5 gum. When you absolutely want to feel blocked. Oh, my dog's banging on the door.
Delicious. Oh yeah.
Help! I can't shit no more.
Help, the dog's in the safe. The dog's in the safe again.
The outside.
Okay.
That's why you need to try Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with over 25,000 classes in design, business,
Gotta love
technology,
that
and more.
ads.
Premium membership gives you unlimited access to high-quality classes on must-know topics, so you can
Oh, we're
improve your
supposed to be
skills,
seeing
unlock
something
new
right now.
opportunities, and do the work you love. For all my life.
So this one is, what's it called? Worst animal skeletons. And I'm not going to play the whole thing because I don't want to get a strike, but we'll play the part where he gets to who? Us, humans.
Well, how'd you get by with the other ones?
I just played a clip. I didn't play the whole thing.
The ostrich. This human-cat hybrid I found on a tabloid site. And of course, the mermaid. So at our number 1 spot, we have this creature. That's supposed to be a mirror. I know most of you can't see yourself in it on account of your filthy Dorito smeared screen, so just take my word for it. So what's wrong with humans, you ask? Well, a lot of things, but for now, let's stick to the skeleton. First off, these bones right here, these are known as the metatarsals, all part of the foot, right? No, that's a bunch of primate propaganda. In most other groups of land animals, what we'd consider our ankles is actually the quote-unquote knee of the animal. Thanks a lot, walking upright. Also, it's estimated that around 80% of people will experience chronic back pain at some point in their life. Thanks a lot, walking upright. Lastly, probably something you've heard about at some point, our skull to pelvis ratio. For most animals, giving birth, not a big deal. Small heads, wide hips, mazel tov. There's a real monkey back in the archway. For a while, it led to some problems, but those extra brains figured out how to work around it. So
Oh my God, that is just
Mazel
that's
tov.
funny as shit.
Giving birth,
I'll
mazel
give
tov.
Mazel tov. Mazel tov.
Thanks a lot, walking upright.
Yeah. I mean, the guy he's witty, he's quick. It's good stuff. And I have some experience with animating like that, as in not animating. And I'm going to play one because it's my channel and I can.
You can do whatever you damn well please.
I can.
Somebody needs to clip that. He do it. He damn well pleases.
Here we go. Let me see. Going to play a little something special for you here, boys and girls, off my channel. Something I started doing and I need to get back to.
Heavy on the special.
Yeah, he's real special.
Hi, kids. It's your Bell Doc with another mostly, absolutely, partially true story. Today, I'm going to tell you about how I overcame my fear of heights and water. You might have to turn your volume up because I recorded it low. In high school, I met this girl. She was sweet. She was
I'll say.
And she had other wonderful characteristics. To this day, I don't know what color her eyes. We did all the stupid teenager dating things, and I got to explore her wonderful characteristics. We decided to get married like a couple of idiots, but I had no real job, no money, no opportunities. Like I said, idiot. Anyway, this was during the Cold War, and I was a patriotic kind of guy, which got me to thinking about the military. So I went downtown and met with a Navy recruiter. Why? Navy? His was the only office open. Marine Corps, Air Force, and Army were out to lunch. Dude was a chief petty officer, and in his dress whites, he looked like how you'd think God might have looked if he ever enlisted. He told me about the money and benefits for me and a young wife. I expressed my concerns about not being able to swim, and he said, "Forget about it. The Navy will teach you." So just like that, I signed up. So me and her got married in a quickie ceremony. I had a quickie honeymoon consisting of a lot of quickies. And off I went to the airport to catch a flight from Atlanta to San Diego. I was scared shitless of heights, and unless I became an astronaut, this plane was going to take me up higher than anything on Earth. What was I thinking? Oh yeah. The plane takes off and I start chain smoking my Salem Light 100s. Honestly, it was kind of fun, and I was sort of enjoying the flight, in spite of feeling like a puke, piss, shit, and pass out all at the same time. Anyway, I get to boot camp, and boot camp stuff happens. Heads get shaved, uniforms issued, lots of marching, training, screaming, and the ever-present odor of foot and ass one finds in barracks anywhere in the world.
What happened to Timothy?
Make it. Then it happened. The day came for us to go to our first survival at sea training. We go inside this big ass building containing the biggest pool I'd ever seen. Chlorine burned my eyes. I was not crying, and every sound was amplified and echoed forever. Our swim instructor popped up out of the water and spit a fish out of his mouth and said, "I'm your instructor, Chief Petty Officer Dick Grande, U.S. Navy SEAL. The most important thing you got to know today is that it isn't possible for you to die in my pool, so don't piss yourselves, ladies." He then asked if there were any non-swimmers. A non-swimmer in the Navy is equivalent to being a dirty commie. I sheepishly raised my hand. I was embarrassed, but I also wanted to live through this long-anticipated and dreaded day. He took us to the shallow end of the pool and instructed us on how to float. Lay back, eyes open, lungs full at first, and relax. You'll float. I laid back with my eyes open, my lungs full of air, and I tried to relax as I sank like a rock. I'm doomed. I expressed my anxiety to the SEAL, who told me I would be fine. Even if I drowned, the Navy would bring me back to life and then make me repeat the drowning again and again until I became a swimmer. My confidence soared. He then pointed to a skyscraper that he called the diving platform, and my heart and my wonder shrunk 5 sizes instantly. He told us to climb to the top, wait for his command, cover our noses and mouths with one hand and our giblets with the other, and then step off and let gravity take charge. A nervous fart escaped my sphincter as I climbed Mount Everest. Oh, sorry, fellas. Eventually, my turn came. Little chubby Filipino kid stood next to me, and the SEAL gave the order to go. The Filipino stepped off and vanished. This is never to be seen by me again. I tried to go too. I just stood there making twitching motions like an idiot. The SEAL bellowed up to me, "Get off my tower or I will erase you." Now, I don't know exactly what that means, but his threat and my unending love got me to jump.
Looks just like you, Doc.
I fell for about half an hour, reciting the 23rd Psalm again 30 times. And then
Don't die.
pushed on the bottom with all my might and broke the surface. Help, I can't shit. I need to swim. But the instructor saw my panic and he was right there. "Open your eyes," he said. And just like that, I was treading water. I went on to swim the 2 laps and passed my first survival at sea. And did it for my country, patriotism. Well, you know. The moral of the story, kids, is this. For incentive, you can do anything you put your mind to. So until next time, this is your old pal, Doc. Take care. Yay.
Yay. I'm enlightened.
Timothy.
Are you enlightened? I'm enlightened.
Timothy said he had to take off for the day. And so do I. We've been going for an hour and a half. I'm going to bounce out of here. Thank you, Rex, for coming to hang out. You can catch Rex on the 4 o'clock shadow at 5 o'clock here in the real time zone. And I want to thank the chat. Q, JD, Timothy, Finn, Affinity, that is, Gabe. Some Bone was here. Tree Goblin was here. Some other people, I don't even know. We had some lurkers too because the count jumped up there quite a bit. So yeah,
Lurkers.
Happy New Year, everybody. Be safe because I want to see you in 2024. God bless. Peace out.